In this video, I'm going to share our family subjects or our beauty subjects for this upcoming school year. But first, I wanted to say a couple things I forgot to mention in my last couple videos that I recently made. So I'll start with that. So my 6th grader, he's going to be learning about the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. And I forgot to mention, so in his guide, he's going to be learning about Emily Dickinson for his poetry. So all of the poems are in the back of the guide, and the whole year is going to focus on Emily Dickinson. So the way we use it, this is not necessary, but we like to add these books, poetry for young people. So whatever poem is scheduled for that week, we do follow the schedule, and then we see what poem he's going to be learning, and then we go to this book and we find that same poem, and then he'll just use this book to memorize his poems. And as you could see, it has beautiful illustrations, and that is the reason why we use these books. It makes it more fun, and it does add beauty to his poetry lessons. And since we're going to be learning about the Middle Ages and the Renaissance period, we decided to stay in that time period for our picture study, our artist study, and our Heart of Dakota package came with this book included. So we're gonna read through this book, and then we're gonna use these to look at his actual artwork, and we'll display it in our school. And our second artist we're gonna study is Giotto. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. So we normally do 2 artists per year. That's what we've been able to do. There's been times where I've tried to do 3 and it hasn't worked out really well. So we stick to 2 artists per year. And then the other thing we're gonna include is The Stuff They Left Behind by Simply Charlotte Mason, and this is from the Middle Ages, and it just has different pictures of real things that were left behind by people from the Middle Ages. So our plans with Heart of Dakota, the schedule is done for 4 days a week. So he only does Heart of Dakota for 4 days a week, and then the 5th day you are free to use it however you'd like. So we usually, Fridays is our free day, and that's when we do artwork or handicrafts or our nature study, all those things like that. So we've been using Artistic Pursuits for a few years, and these volumes, I like that they are done by different time periods. So here is the art of the Middle Ages, the art from Italian Renaissance and Northern countries, Renaissance to Realism. So I like that I can coordinate the artwork that we're going to be doing with the time period that we'll be learning in our regular lessons as well. So the way that they have these scheduled is to do 2 of these per school year. But as everyone who homeschools knows, you can take the books and you can use them however you'd like. So I'm actually going to use all 3 of these, and instead of going like in order, lesson per lesson, we're just going to do some lessons from volume 3, some from volume 4, and some from volume 5. So the art in the Middle Ages focuses on paper, loom, weave, people on the move, art in basilicas, art to instruct, so panel drawing, art in churches, art on fabric, art in castles, art in the bestiary. I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry. But it's book binding, art on book covers, art in windows, art on buildings. This says the King's Notre Dame de Paris. And then volume 4, Italian Renaissance. So here they'll teach us art that Giotto made himself. And since that's one of our artists we're going to be studying, so we'll definitely do this lesson here. And then you could see there's other artists in this book as well: Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael. No Donatello though. And volume 5. Rembrandt. Let's see. I know I saw our second artist in one of these as well. Oh, right here. Durer. Is that how you pronounce his name? So he's in this one, so we'll definitely be doing that lesson. So for our Shakespeare studies, Resurrection to Reformation already has Shakespeare included in the lessons. So that's been taken care of. I don't have to add anything to that. But for my second grader, who's going to be using this guide, I will be reading stories from this book with him, Beautiful Stories from Shakespeare for Children. This is the one by E. Nesbitt. So we won't go through the whole book, but we will read a few stories here and there throughout the year, just so he can become familiar with who Shakespeare is and his plays. So next I'm going to show you the things that we're going to do all together as a family. So we'll be doing nature study on Fridays, and these are going to be their new nature notebooks. For our composer study, we're going to try to do 2 composers in our school year. Handel and Schubert is what we have planned. And we've done other books in this series and we've really enjoyed them. They're working well for us. For our handicrafts this year, we're going to try the Wild and Free books. So this one's all about holidays, and then this one just has 32 activities you could do throughout the year. So I've been looking through them and I really like what I see. So I'm very excited to have my kids pick out some crafts that they are interested in doing. These books really look great. And I believe there's 2 more books that the same author has available. I think one is nature and one is like a book club. So this is what we're going to use for handicrafts. We're going to do Speaking Spanish with Miss Mason. And we've already started this and we like it so far. This is volume 1. It's very easy to use, I think, in my opinion. So just really quick in case you're interested. So first you say your short sentences in English. And as you say them in English, you actually do what it says. So I open the book. So as you say, I open the book, you actually open it. And then I take the book, I close the book, and you close the book. So after you've gone through that in English, then you do the same thing in Spanish. So, abro el libro, tomo el libro, cierro el libro, so like that. So that is how this book is designed for you to do the lessons. So we're going to continue using this for Spanish. I purchased my Book of Centuries. I think this is a beautiful book. I bought this last year, but we did not actually use it. So I really want to get started with it this coming school year. So we will be doing this together as a family. We're going to continue with our habit training from Simply Charlotte Mason. And then, like I've said before, we are required to teach health. So on Fridays, we're going to be reading from 2 different books. So this is a series of 3 books from Master Books. And I loved the way these books look. I really enjoyed them. Last year, we did this one here. And this year, we're going to do the respiratory system. And then the following year, we'll do the nervous system. So Master Books has them scheduled for you to use all 3 books in one school year, but we are not following that schedule. We are just picking 1 book per year and learning about that throughout the year. Last year, I had my son do a little notebook along with what we were reading in this one, so we'll probably do the same thing this year. And then last, a Kids Herb book for children of all ages. I am really interested in this one. I've been getting more into herbs and things like that for health and healing, especially since I have had some health issues recently, and I've been learning a lot, and I'm excited to do this along with my kids. So there is a story, at least from what I've seen. You read a story, and then after that, there's usually a project or a game, some activity that you do that's related to the story you just read. So this book actually has a lot of projects and recipes. There's all kinds of different things. So I'm very excited about this one. And this is going to be part of our health curriculum. That's what we're using this for. This book, I plan to use it for the whole year. And then this one, I'll see if we can get it done like in 1 term, or if we'll spread it out throughout the year. We'll see. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this video was helpful in some way, and God bless.